Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Nerd Mode On, and today is Wednesday, so we have yet again another episode of Would You Rather. This is a video series where I'll be going over approximately 5 questions and answering them in the most appropriate manner. So with the rules and guidelines reviewed, let's start off the episode. So coming in at our first Would You Rather question, I have, would you rather actually have to laugh out loud every time you typed LOL, or always have to replicate the face of any emoticon that you used? Now, of course, when it comes down to it, I think I'd actually have to laugh out loud, considering that if I'm using LOL in a sentence or typing it to somebody, I feel like I'm already finding the joke that they said or whatever they specifically said to me humorous in some account, and I feel like that would just be the easier of two evils when it comes down to the main gist of it. Coming in at our second question, I have, would you rather have your hands switched for dustpans or be sweating jam instead of traditional sweat? Now, of course, when it comes down to it, I think I'd rather have my hands switched for dustpans, considering that I don't want to be sweating jam. That would be extremely sticky, and I'm sure many of you guys have had some jam stuck to your fingers occasionally when you're making a sandwich by time to time, but think about the overall feeling of that. You know, after it dries, it starts to get extremely sticky, and it's really not a very enjoyable experience. You know, you have to kind of go wash it off and all that stuff, and could you imagine doing that every waking minute of every waking day? So I feel like the easy answer for me is just to have dustpans for hands, and I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal considering that I'm hopefully going to be cleaning them every day, so I'm not going to be having a bunch of residue and a lot of particles on my dustpans. Coming in at our third question, I have, would you rather always be hot or always be cold? Now, for me personally, I'm going to go with the cold option, considering that I'm somebody that really doesn't enjoy hot temperatures. I've never been able to withstand them as much as some other people do, and I just find that I don't enjoy the overall experience. I feel like I slow down too much. I get heat exhaustion a lot quicker than maybe somebody that's a lot more athletic, of course, but by itself, I would just rather be cold. I feel like that's a better overall temperature for myself. I feel like I would still be able to do things, but I would be a lot more inclined to relax in my bed, watch movies, and just kind of soak up the hopefully heat that those blankets are going to be providing me. Coming in at our fourth question, I have, would you rather never be able to compliment or never be able to complain? Now, of course, I think I'd rather never be able to complain, considering that a lot of the times when I complain, it's for very unrealistic expectations that I have, or in some cases it's over the top, just consistently doing it because it's an action that I do. Now, of course, with that in mind, a lot of the times that I complain, I don't even realize I'm actually doing it. It's just something that comes first nature. Maybe I die in a video game, and in many cases, my first reaction is to call out the other player. Maybe not in the chat, which is traditional for the Battlefield community, but by itself, I am constantly complaining in Skype or TeamSpeak, depending on which one we're currently in. So I guess when it comes down to the main gist of it, I feel like not being able to complain would make me a lot better person to play with, as well as just make me a better person when it comes down to the real life expectations that I have, and maybe hopefully making myself a better person just in the overall grand scheme of things. And finally, coming in at question 5, I have, would you rather live in a giant shoe or live in a giant peach? Now, of course, I'm easily going to go with live in a giant peach, considering that it provides food, which a lot of the times that would be absolutely amazing, especially if you wanted to eat something pretty nutritious as a peach. So that's definitely an option that you have available to you, and I think I'm going to go with that, considering that a shoe just would not be the best place for myself, and I don't think I would really enjoy living in somebody's shoe or even my shoes by themselves. But when it comes down to it, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Would You Rather. Of course, if you guys would like to recommend a question for the next episode, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I do take your guys' submissions as priority one, so you always have a really good chance of getting in the episode if that's something that you aspire to do. But anyway, guys, when it comes down to the main gist of it, this has been this episode of Would You Rather. Of course, if you guys would like to answer the questions for yourself, they're also located in the description of today's video, so feel free to let me know how you guys would respond to the questions listed below. But until the next episode, guys, this has been NMO, and I'm going to be signing out, guys. Peace.